All right, so when you think of Calgary, you probably picture the Stampede, oil towers, maybe the mountains nearby. But today, we're going to look past all that. We're peeling back the shiny, modern surface to get to the stories lurking in the shadows, the hidden, the haunted, and the just plain weird history of this city.
So that brings us to the real question here. Because in a place like Calgary, history isn't just tucked away in a museum. No, it's alive. You can feel it in the old buildings, in the alleyways. It's in the stories that get passed down, tales about people and events that, for whatever reason, never really left.
And it all starts with something as simple and as creepy as this. Just picture it. You're in this old, historic house. It's totally quiet, and then a phone starts ringing. But here's the thing. It's got no wires. It's not connected to anything. This one chilling little detail from one of Calgary's most infamous spots is our doorway into a much, much bigger story.
Okay, so for our first layer, we're diving straight into the supernatural. This is the part of Calgary's past that you feel more than you see, where spirits are said to still be hanging around in some of the city's most famous locations.
So let's go back to that place with the ringing phone, the Deane House. It was built way back in 1906, and on the outside, it looks perfectly pleasant. But that appearance hides a really dark and tragic past, which has earned it the reputation as one of the most haunted buildings in all of Canada. And when you look at the history, you start to understand why it might be so haunted. This house has just been a magnet for tragedy. I mean, from a young boy taking his own life in the attic to a truly awful murder-suicide just a couple of decades later, you could almost imagine the sorrow seeping into the very walls of the place.
And the list of paranormal claims here is just staggering. It's not just one ghost story. People who work there and visitors have reported seeing a man with a pipe, smelling cigar smoke out of nowhere, hearing laughter. There's even a blood stain that they say changes shape, a closet door that unlocks itself, and of course, that impossible ringing phone. This place just does not want to be quiet.
But get this, not all of Calgary's ghosts are even human. Let's head over to the Hose Hound Pub, which used to be an old fire station. The story goes that the spirits here are the pets of the city's first fire chief. People have reported a mischievous little ghost monkey named Barney causing trouble, and they swear they can hear the phantom clopping of his horse lightning outside.
You know, some of these stories, though, are just deeply tragic. Over by the Calgary Zoo, for decades, people have reported hearing a little boy crying for help from under the 12th Street Bridge. It's believed to be the ghost of Donnie Goss, a 6-year-old boy who was murdered there in 1946. It is just a heartbreaking echo of a terrible crime that has never faded away.
All right, let's peel back another layer. We're moving from the ghostly to the genuinely bizarre. These are the kinds of true stories that sound completely made up, like something you'd tell around a campfire, but they actually happened.
So I want you to meet Cal Cavendish. Back in the 70s, he was a folk singer who was getting pretty fed up with the local radio stations not playing his music. So he decided to stage a protest, one that involved his airplane and a whole lot of manure. It's one of the wildest stunts you'll ever hear about.
So here's how it all went down. After being rejected, Cal illegally takes off in his plane, flies low over downtown Calgary right during rush hour, and proceeds to drop 100 pounds of cow manure and copies of his records on the city. He eventually just landed on a highway, where a Mountie was, of course, waiting for him. I mean, you can't make this stuff up.
And the best part is listening to Cal talk about it. He was so casual, I just dribbled it down the side of the airplane as I went flying down 9th. No big deal, right? That is some serious old-school, rebellious spirit right there. Now for something a little more palatable. Calgary is actually the surprise birthplace of two things Canadians absolutely love to eat and drink. The Caesar, basically Canada's national cocktail. Yeah, invented here in 1969. And that crispy, delicious ginger beef you get at just about every Canadian Chinese restaurant, that's a Calgary original from the 70s too.
And for a final little historical twist, check this out. Before he was the legendary outlaw running with Butch Cassidy, the Sundance Kid, real name Harry Longabaugh was actually a legitimate businessman in Calgary. For a short time, he co-owned a saloon right on 9th Avenue before a little dispute sent him packing and on his way to a life of crime.
So now we've got to go a little deeper, into a much darker layer of the city. This isn't the romantic Wild West of cowboys and saloons. This is a history scarred by violence and home to some pretty sophisticated criminal organizations that are still around today.
Back in 1892, fear over a smallpox outbreak boiled over into ugly racial violence. A mob of more than 300 men just rampaged through Chinatown, destroying everything and attacking people. But the truly shocking part is what happened next. Basically nothing. The authorities looked the other way, no one was ever charged, and the victims were told to just let it go. It's a really dark moment of injustice in the city's history.
And that old Wild West legacy, well, it never really went away. It just changed. Today, Calgary is a major hub for organized crime. And it's not just one group, it's this whole complex network of outlaw biker gangs like the Hells Angels and warring street gangs like the FOB and FK, who fought a bloody turf war for years. Their focus is on big money crimes like drug and human trafficking.
Okay, for our final layer, we are going right to the edge of belief. We're talking conspiracy theories, secret government plots, and very strange things happening in the sky. These are the stories people whisper about what might really be going on just beneath the surface.
And the theories here are all over the map. You've got whispers of mind control experiments at an old Air Force base, a supposed Satanist cult made up of oil executives, even a secret Cold War bomb shelter hidden under a golf course. And here's the wild part. Some of them, like a hidden unused C-train station under City Hall, are actually true, which really blurs the line and makes you wonder, right?
And then you have to look up, get this, for a period of nearly 25 years, Calgary ranked fourth out of all cities in Canada for the number of UFO sightings. That is a ton of people seeing unexplainable things in the sky over one single city.
And these reports go way back. There was a whole UFO epidemic in the 60s, and it continues right up to today with recent sightings of weird cylindrical objects and triangular craft that move in ways that just seem impossible. The skies over Calgary have been a source of mystery for a long, long time.
So, after peeling back all these different layers, what have we found? Well, I think it's pretty clear that a city's real identity is so much more complicated than what you just see on the surface.
At the end of the day, Calgary, and really any city, is like a living museum. It's built on these incredible layers of stories that often go untold. The ghosts, the rebels, the criminals, the dreamers looking at the sky. All of that stuff is what gives the city its true character, its hidden soul.
And that really just leaves us with one final thought. We've dug into the hidden corners of Calgary, but these kinds of stories, they're everywhere. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What ghosts, what strange histories, and what secrets are hiding in your town?